Hello and welcome to Guide for Autism. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to explain to your children that their brother or sister has autism. If you are new here and you have not subscribed, please do subscribe so that you don't miss out any update being posted on this platform every single week. Once again, today I'm going to talk about explaining to your children that their brother or sisters has autism. This can be very sensitive but very important conversation to have with your children, and it is essential to approach it with clarity, empathy, and positivity so your children understand and can build a strong supportive relationship with their sibling. Now, I'm going to give you some tips on how to go about explaining what is happening with their sister or brother. However, before I start, I'm sure your children have already made some complaints about probably the sibling behavior or the difficulties they are having. So tip number one, before you can start explaining to them what is happening, I think it's very important to understand how old is your children and are they going to be able to understand this kind of information. So you're going to have to see what kind of information that relevant to them according to their age. For example, if your child is younger, you might want to say things like your brother brain works a little bit different and that's why he may act or play differently sometimes. And for the older children, you may want to go in much more details explaining to them about how autism can affect our children with autism in terms of communication, behavior, and social interaction. It will all depend with your judgment on how old is your children and how much information they are able to take. Tips number two, it is very important that you help the siblings understand that everyone is unique and autism is just one way that makes the sibling different. So I will mostly talk about things that the brother or sister currently are having difficulties with or are struggling with. If it's behavioral issue, if it's communication issues, so I can use that explaining to the siblings that their brother or sister is not able to communicate properly at the moment, or maybe is unable to process well the information, and so that they can be aware that they need to be a little bit much more patient with their sibling while trying to communicate with them. Tips number four, it's not always to have some negativity around your child. What is your child is no good at. So you also need to point out some good things that your child is doing and the brother can appreciate them, and also point out the difficulties the brother may face and the challenges, especially when it comes to expressing emotions or understanding social cues. This helps siblings see autism in a balanced way instead of seeing it that is something that is always negative. So try to help your children understand that there is always some strengths that the brother or sister have, and also the area of the siblings may need support with. You may want to explain that their brother or sister may not always react or play the way they expect him to play. Emphasize that the siblings still want to play with them and also enjoy spending time with them. Always encourage them to be patient, understanding, and kind. You may say things like their brother may take longer to learn something but is trying, and with their help, with their support, the siblings will definitely get where you want to be. Tips number six, most of the time you may see your children coming and asking you question, and even when you're having this kind of conversation with them, they may want to ask you just to have really good understanding, because it's open conversation you are having with them. Try to be more open with any question they may ask. Kids may ask why their brother doesn't like to do what they do, or why he repeats certain behavior, why he behaves the way he behaves, or why he doesn't understand things. Trying to be honest in a way that helps them understand it's a part of autism and not something to be afraid of or something to be upset of. And this will help them to have some clarity on what is happening. Tips number 7, make the siblings feel more involved by encouraging ways they can behave around their brother, like showing him how to play, helping him how to calm down, and also simply being there when he's feeling overwhelmed. Let them know that their love and support can make a big difference. For example, when I decided to discuss about autism with the siblings, I knew that they would be able to understand what I was saying to them. So by that time, the bigger brother was about 8 and the younger sister was about 5. And they have already started seeing the differences, also complaining about how he's doing certain things. For me, by that time, when I was talking to them, it was much more easier because they understood what was happening. As soon as they knew that the brother that needed support around them, they were much more supportive, especially the sister. Up to now, she's the one really occupying him, playing with him, and talking to him more often. This is something that is ongoing. It's not like you tell them once and then you forget, because sometimes I've realized the siblings will come back to you complaining that the brother is behaving like this or the sister is behaving like this. So you always need to listen and also remind them that the brother or the sister needs support from them, and encourage them to have that understanding and be much more empathy with the brother or sister. And this is very helpful because once you've done that, you will see the differences. It's very important that you keep that relationship going and also keep informing the siblings what is happening, so that always they have this in their mind, that they see that their brother or sister needs support from them. So some of the benefit by explaining autism to your children will have a better understanding of why the siblings behave differently, and which reduces confusion and frustration. And also talking about autism can help siblings become more empathetic and be more patient in not only with their brother or sister, but also with other people they may meet outside. It also helps the siblings understand each other better, and they can create a very strong relationship, very strong bond, and they will learn to appreciate their brother's uniqueness and may also even enjoy helping him in a way strengthen their relationship. Because at the end of the day, you don't want your children to grow up without having that relationship. For me, that is something I always wanted and I still want it. The more I see them grow, I can see the support around them. And sometimes the big brother always tells me that when he grows up and I'm not able to look after his brother, that he will be able to be supportive. He will teach him things. And this is something I see every day. He's always trying to teach him something every day, which strengthens their relationship. And I've also realized that if you don't explain what is happening, because most of the parents, we tend to draw our attention to the child who need much more help. I've seen it to myself, so I'm sure someone else out there is still doing it. There is nothing wrong by doing that, because at the end of the day, you know your children and you know how you want to treat them. Take your time to have this kind of conversation with the siblings they may feel neglect or confused by extra attention their brother or sisters is getting. By talking about it openly, you can prevent misunderstanding or feeling of resentment around the siblings. When siblings understand autism, they are more likely to become advocates for their brothers or sister, and they can stand up for them in social settings, and also explaining their brother or sister's behavior around other children who doesn't know about autism, which can really create inclusive and environment for him. I remember most of the time when I used to go to the park, and that time my son was still having an issue of playing with other children, and my bigger son, he will always stand up for him. Everywhere he goes to play, he will follow him because he doesn't want anyone to have any misunderstanding for him, and also create the awareness that the brother has autism, which has been positive for the whole family and for the siblings as well. And another thing is that since my son is quite older than him, he's 14 years of age now, he has taken responsibility of taking 10 to 20 minutes per day each time he comes back from school to read a book with the brother. And this has really made a positive impact on him because he's able to read, and also has created a bonding relationship between the two of them. I can see they spend a lot of time together like brothers, playing a game together. This is something I would wish for everyone. If you have not started talking about autism around your children and creating this awareness around the siblings, please start. It's very beneficial. You will see the difference. It promotes a good health environment. It promotes understanding, supportive, and empathy. And everything needs to start from home. If you have not supported your children to have that empathy around their sibling from home, they are not going to be able to support other children in a community or elsewhere they are going. If you like this video and you feel will help or benefit any other parent out there, please like it and also remember to share. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.